Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phil Welch Stadium for tonight's Mink League action. I'm Chris Roush. Later on, we'll be joined by Kelly Ship. That is Mink League action here from Phil Welch Stadium as the St. Joseph Mustangs will take on the Nevada Griffons in the second Mink League game of the season. We're going to meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the Nevada Griffons, leading off and in center field, it'll be B.J. Finley, batting second, and at second base, Jordan Taylor. Batting third, the shortstop, number 7, Taylor Love. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 50, Cody Farrell. Batting fifth in left field, number 3, Jacob Alexander. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 14, Jimmy Spanos. Batting seventh, and at third base, number 31, Kurt Becker. And batting eighth in right field, number 16, David Massey. And batting ninth and doing the catching, number 28, Clint Wallace. And on the mound for the Nevada Griffons is number 5, Peyton Walker. And now for your St. Joe Mustangs, leading off for the Mustangs will be the designated hitter, Andrew Standifer. Batting second and in center field, number 37, Ryan Abernathy. Batting third and doing the catching, number 9, Tody Bradner. Batting fourth and at first base, number 33, Joe Corper. Batting fifth and in right field, number 2, Zach Johnson. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 44, Lucas Powers. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 22, Evan McDonald. Batting eighth and in left field, number 28, Kyle Richards. And batting ninth and at shortstop, number 8, Matthew Johnson. And on the mound tonight for the Mustangs, it will be number 16, Dixon Marble. This will be Marble's first start of the season. And so far this season, the St. Joe Mustangs have got quite the pitching so far from their staff, not only from their starters, but also their middle relievers. And Brett Ash has 3 saves on the early season so far for the St. Joe Mustangs. When we come back, we'll have the first pitch. This is St. Joe Mustangs baseball. A big crowd on hand here tonight as the St. Joe Mustangs take on the Nevada Griffons here in the second game of the season in Mink League play for the Mustangs. Mustangs come into this game 5-0 on the season. Nevada Griffons come in 1-0 on this young season. Pitching tonight for the St. Joe Mustangs will be Dixon Marble. He'll be going against Peyton Walker. Walker will be the starting pitcher for the Nevada Griffons. But one thing to keep an eye on, this St. Joe Mustangs pitching staff as a whole has a .26 ERA on the season. As I mentioned before, that this pitching staff has not allowed very many base runners, not many hits so far on this young season. It all started on Tuesday night with Riker Fox. Fox went 7 strong, 9 strikeouts, and he's really set the tone for this Mustang squad since that Tuesday night opening night game earlier this week. So it will be Marble on the mound for the Mustangs. Still face the Nevada Griffons. Going through the lineup one more time for the Griffons. Finley will be in center field. Taylor at second. Love at short. Terrell at first. Alexander in left. Spanos, the designated hitter. Becker at third. Massey in right. Wallace doing the catching. And that is the batting order for the Griffons. Big crowd on hand tonight. It is Saturday night fireworks here tonight, as well as Pink Night here at Phil Welch Stadium, as honor of breast cancer awareness as well. A couple of the first pitches before game time. Saw several breast cancer survivors catch the first pitches from several local organizations. As we're just about ready to lead things off, will be Finley stepping in, the left-handed hitter, as he will go up against Dixon Marble. First pitch in there for strike. Marble gets a sign. The 0-1. Foul back. Count goes 0-2 now. Marble ahead in the count against the first batter he sees tonight. Beautiful night for baseball here at Phil Welch Stadium. Good crowd, a lot of people on hand tonight. The second biggest crowd of the early season, as opening night had over 3,100 fans here in attendance at Phil Welch Stadium. The 0-2. That one outside, ball one, count 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Finley. The 1-2. Just a bit outside and low. Count now goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Marble is going to want to make quick work of Nevada 1, 2, and 3 here in the top of the first inning. The 2-2 is upstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So after having him down the count 0-2, Finley's been able to work it back full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. The 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's the first out and first strikeout for Dixon Marble. So Marble got the start he wanted to, striking out the first batter he saw. Now that'll bring up Taylor, the second baseman. So we Jordan Taylor stepping in. He's a right-handed hitter going against the righty Marble. First pitch. A strike, no balls, 1 strike. The 0-1. That one foul back, count goes no balls and 2 strikes. So now both the hitters Marble's seen so far, he's got ahead in the count 0-2. Marble steps off the mound. The 0-2. And that one hits him. So Taylor will have a free bag after that ball went just a little bit too far inside and nailed him. It looked like on the elbow. So now 1 on, 1 out. That'll bring up number 7, Taylor Love, the shortstop for tonight. He's listed as an outfielder, but Love playing shortstop here this evening. For the Griffons. Love, left-handed hitter. Marble gets the sign. Right on first, 1 out. That one low, ball 1. Count goes 1 ball and no strike. Marble gets a sign for Banders. The 1-0. That one low and away, ball 2. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. This will be the first batter Marble's actually down in the count in. As his first 2, he was ahead 0-2. But this one he's down 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the first inning, no score, 1 runner on after a hit by a pitch. Now this one taken to center field. Abaratha coming in. Powers can't find it. It will drop in there for a base hit. As Powers tried to battle the sun as he went out, as Powers made a good break on the ball, just couldn't come up with it. So that'll be a hit for Love. So now 2 on and 1 out. Now we'll bring up the first baseman, number 50, Cody Farrell. Farrell, right-handed hitter. As now Banders is pointing towards right field. It appears something's on the field out there by the party deck porch. And Zach Johnson will go get it and put it up into the stands to get it off the field. So now we'll resume play. No score. 2 on, 1 out for the Griffons. Farrell stepping in. Marble gets the sign. The first pitch of the at-bat. That one in there for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. Marble gets the sign from Banders. Shakes off the first one. Now he's ready. The 0-1. That one fouled back. Count goes no balls in, 2 strikes. Here are 2 runners on and 1 out. Beautiful night here for baseball, as there will be fireworks immediately following the game here this evening on this beautiful Saturday night at Phil Welch Stadium. The 0-2. That one outside, ball 1, as Banders kind of set up way outside. He's trying to get a breaking ball maybe to get Farrell to chase low and away. So the count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. That one in the dirt, ball 2. Runner tries to go. The second, he is gunned down. And they try to go the double steal. But Bander's able to gun down Love at second, but Taylor's able to go to third, but there's 2 away, and it's a 2-2 count. So now only 1 runner on. He's at third. He's in scoring position, but there's 2 outs and 2 strikes here to Farrell. No score. Top of the first inning, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Farrell. 2 base runners in the inning for the Griffons. Taylor was hit by a pitch, and Love hit a little bloop single to center field, but Love was thrown out at second base. So the 2-2. That one swung on, hit well, left field, and it'll drop in for a base hit. And now will score Taylor from third. And that'll be the first run of the ball game. So it's a 1-0 lead for the Griffons. Here with 2 out in the top of the first inning. That will bring up the left fielder, number 3, Jacob Alexander. Alexander, left-handed hitter, going against the righty Marble. 1 on, 2 out. Farrell at first after the RBI single. That one inside, almost nicks him on the knee. But this one goes 1 ball and no strikes. Gets the sign, the 1-0. That one swung on, hit well to right field. Johnson chasing. That will go all the way to the wall. Farrell on his way to third. Johnson relays it in to Powers, and it'll be a stand-up double for Alexander. So a 2 out and a double for Alexander. Gets 2 men in scoring position here with 2 out and a 1-0 lead for the Griffons. And now we'll bring up the number 6 hitter, the designated hitter, number 14, Jimmy Spanos. Spanos coming to bat, 2 on, 2 out. Both runners in scoring position at second and third after the double by Alexander. Spanos, the right-handed hitter, steps in. 6th batter Marbles is faced here in the top of the first inning. First pitch, and therefore a called strike. Count, no balls, and 1 strike. Marble gets the sign. The 0-1. That one hits him. So the bases are loaded. As it appears to be raining now here at Phil Welch Stadium. But from our view here up in the press box, it looks relatively clear, but everybody's making their way underneath the grandstands as the rain begins to come down. It's for most of the afternoon. There's some clouds around the area, but nothing really have much of rain now. Mustangs manager Matt Johnson coming out to discuss as the rain's coming down, but there's really no other weather around it, so this must be hanging over Phil Welch Stadium. So the umpire and Johnson get done with their conversation as Johnson will head back to the dugout. So now with the bases loaded, that will bring up the third baseman, number 31, Kurt Becker. So bases loaded, 2 away here in the top of the first inning. 1-0 lead for the Griffons. First pitch of the at-bat to the lefty. That one outside, ball 1. Count goes 1 ball and no strikes. So the rain's still coming down here at Phil Welch Stadium. There's a mad dash to get underneath the grandstands, and now this one slow chopper over to first. Corporate steps in the bag, and that will do it here in the top of the first inning. But not before the Griffons get 1 run on the board. Nevada Griffons 1, St. Joe Mustangs 0. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, Nevada Griffons in front 1-0, and leading off the bottom of the first inning for the St. Joe Mustangs will be the designated hitter Andrew Standifer. Standifer steps in, going against Walker. Standifer, left-handed hitter, going against Walker, the lefty. As it appears the rain has stopped here at Fieldwell Stadium, which was an odd little rain shower as we looked at the radar, and just one little blip of weather was sitting right over St. Joseph. So the rain appears to have passed over, and now everybody's coming out from underneath the grandstand slowly but surely as they'll return to their seats. Now Standifer swinging a miss, strike 3. That'll be the first out of the inning here in the bottom of the first inning. Now we're bringing up the center fielder, Ryan Abernathy. Abernathy having a good season so far for the Mustangs. A couple clutch base hits earlier on in the season. Looking at the lineup for the Mustangs, it is Standifer, Abernathy, Brandner, Corper, Johnson, Powers, McDonald, Richards, and Johnson. As Abernathy hits this one to center field, left fielder comes over to make the catch for the first out as Alexander is able to camp underneath it for out number 2. So now with 2 outs, that will bring the catcher Brandner up to the plate. So Tony Brandner coming to the plate, the catcher, with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Brandner, left-handed hitter. So Mustangs sent up a lefty, righty, lefty order here to begin the bottom of the first inning. First pitch is low, ball 1, count goes 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0. That one outside corner, strike 1, count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the sun's starting to peek back out behind the little rain cloud we had just a little moments ago. Count now 2 balls, 1 strike. To Brandner. Brandner, the catcher, in the 3 spot. So 2-1. That one low, ball 3. Brandner gets to the hitter's count, 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1. That one outside, ball 4. So Brandner draws a 2-out walk and keeps the inning alive. Now I'll bring up the first baseman, Joe Corper. Corper, right-handed hitter. Corper steps in, right-handed hitter, using a pink bat, as well as the Mustangs are wearing their pink jerseys in honor of breast cancer awareness. As there will be a jersey auction taking place throughout the game here this evening. As a select few number of players will be available to bid on their jerseys the first, second, and third innings. And then a different set will come out the 4th, 5th, and 6th. And the last set will be out for bidding the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Now Corper takes the 0-1 over to the third baseman and over to first, not in time. As now first base was not able to scoop the throw, as Love made a low throw over to Farrell at first, and Farrell tried the backhanded scoop, but unable to come up with it. So with that error keeps the inning alive with 2 on, 2 out. That will bring up Zach Johnson. Johnson, the right fielder, and the number 5 hitter for the Mustangs. Mustangs 5-0 on the season. Nevada 1-0 on the very early season. Johnson, the righty. First pitch inside, way inside, ball 1. Count goes 1 ball and no strikes. Walker gets the sign. The 1-0. That one chopped over to Farrell at first. He's able to step on the bag. And that will do it for the Mustangs in the bottom of the first. Now before they had 2 runners on, but weren't able to plate either one of them. But it's Nevada 1, St. Joe Mustangs 0. As we go to the top of the second inning, leading off for the Nevada Griffons, stepping in will be number 14, the designated hitter, Jimmy Spanos. Excuse me, will not be Spanos, will be the right fielder, number 16, David Massey. Correction, it'll be David Massey stepping in here at the top of the second inning. Mustangs are down 1-0 to the Griffons here in the top of the second inning. Marbles got it even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. I'd like to thank all of our viewers on our YouTube channel for their support of Mustangs baseball so far on the season. Quite a few viewers we have watch online if they aren't able to make it out to the ballpark. But right now it's a beautiful night here at Phil Welch Stadium, even though we had a little bit of a rain shower just moments ago. Looks like it's going to turn out to be a great night for fireworks here at Phil Welch. The 1-2. That one nicks him on the elbow. And now they're going to say he leaned into it. They're going to say Massey leaned in to draw contact. That's what Marble was saying immediately after it happened. So Massey will have to go back. So count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes after Massey tried to lean in. As Marble's pitched a few inside so far in the early going, Massey tried to take advantage of it, but to no avail. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Marble strikes him out to start the top of the second inning. So that will bring up the number 9 hitter and doing the catching, number 28, Clint Wallace. Wallace steps in. First pitch to him. He grounds it over to short, over to first in time for out number 2. So Johnson able to throw over to Corporate to make the play. So now 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Now bring up the leadoff hitter, the center fielder, B.J. Finley. So back to the top of the order for the Griffons here in the top of the second inning. They have a 1-0 lead here in the early going. Finley, left-handed hitter, going against the righty Marble. The first pitch, that one's fouled back. Count goes no balls and 1 strike. Counts 0-1. 2 outs here, top of the second inning. The 0-1. That one low and inside, ball 1. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. Marble gets the sign. The 1-1. Shows bunt, pulls it back, but it's a called strike. Now Marble's ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Marble gets 2 strikeouts in an inning. 1, 2, 3, top of the second inning. When we come back, Kelly Ship will take over the play-by-play duties here in the bottom of the second inning. Jump into the deep end this summer with a deep, deep dish pizza.
Welcome back, Mustang fans. I am Kelly Ship. That is Ship with 2 P's. Due up for the Mustangs is going to be number 34, Lucas Powers. Normally wears 44, but tonight with all these pink jerseys, we got some different numbers up today. First pitch is in there for a high ball. Count's going to be 1 ball, no strikes. Fouls it off to the left field line. We're switching off since Chris has to be with the injuries. Powers with a deep fly ball all the way over to the left field line. Could have kept it fair. It could have gone out, but we are sitting here. The count is going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a pitch to Powers. Powers hits a dribbler to the third baseman. Can't beat the throw. 1 down for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the second. Up to bat for the Mustangs is going to be third baseman Michael Johnson. Walker with the pitch. Just a bit outside for ball 1. Walker throws it down the middle. There's strike 1. Evens the count at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Just a little bit low. Johnson's ahead in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. With 1 out here in the second. Walker finds the strike zone on that one. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mustangs still looking for their first hit of the ball game today. Johnson goes down swinging. That's 2 outs here for the Mustangs. Up to bat is left fielder Kyle Richards. Correction on the last at bat. That was Evan McDonald, not Michael Johnson. Here's the pitch, a little bit inside. Richards was the first ball of the game. Or was that bat? Here's strike 1. Two down in the inning. Walker's ready. Here's the pitch. A little high for ball 2. Walker with the pitch. Richards swings and misses for strike 2. Count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. We've got 2s across the board for this inning. Walker with the pitch. Richards stays alive with the foul ball to the left side. Just got to keep battling. Look for your pitch. Richards ready to go. Walker with the pitch. A little bit inside. Count goes full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. We got 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning here in Phil Welch Stadium. Teams donating their pink jerseys in honor of breast cancer awareness. They're also donating pink bats. Walker with the pitch. Richards fouls it straight back. Staying alive, staying alive. As Chris had said earlier, these jerseys will be auctioned off in the end of the third, end of the sixth, and again at the end of the ninth. Walker's ready. Here's the pitch. He gets Richards with the strikeout. Walker strikes out 2 in the inning. We head to the top of the third. Griffons leading 1-0. Welcome back. Griffons leading 1-0 with number 23, Jordan Taylor, up to bat. Marble with the pitch. Taylor shows bunt, pulls it back for ball 1. Marble getting ready. Gets the sign. Just a bit outside. Taylor's ahead in the count, 2-0. Marble with the pitch. Ooh, barely missed him. Taylor jumps out to a quick 3-0 lead. Marble definitely needs to reel this one back in. Can't afford putting runners on this early in the at-bat with no outs. 3-0, here's the pitch. A bit high. Taylor draws the walk. Next up for the Griffons is going to be Taylor Love. We've got a runner on first and a lefty up. Wouldn't expect a bunt, but anything is possible. Marble gets the sign. Love swings, drives it to left center. Oh, great catch by Kyle Richards, diving. What a grab by Kyle Richards on that diving effort. Able to keep Taylor out at first. We got one out here at Phil Welch Stadium in the top of the third inning. That was a great catch by Kyle Richards out there in the left. He misses that. Taylor is probably on his way home to score. And Love is probably going to end up with a triple. Next up is Jacob Walker. Marble gets the sign. Pitches in the dirt, but the runner stays. Alexander's ahead in the count, 1-0. Marble with the pitch. Fouled straight back into the net. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike, and we have 1 out here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Marble checks the runner at first. Taylor dives back easily. Marble with the sign. Taylor's off to second. Brander double hitch before he threw the ball. Had he just gotten up and gunned him, I think he easily gets the out at second, but the double hitch, you're going to get the stolen base every single time, unfortunately. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Taylor is on second base after that stolen base. Marble with the pitch. Just a bit low. Runs the count to 3-1. Brander calls time. We will set back up again. Brander gets the sign. Or Marble gets the sign, excuse me. Here's the pitch. Outside for the walk. Griffons with runners on first and second with only 1 out here in the 3rd. Griffons still leading 1-0. Farrell at first, Love Taylor at second, and Alexander up to bat. Marble gets the first pitch strike. Roper's playing back behind Farrell. Middle infield's in double play depth. Here, pitched a little bit outside. Did not get that ball to drop like Marble wanted to. Count is even up at 1 ball, 1 strike, and we got 1 out here in the 3rd. Marble in the windup, or in the stretch. Ball's a bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike on Alexander. Fans continue to file in here at Phil Welch. Enjoying a good ball game thus far. Marble just barely got out of the way of that one. Alexander smoked it up the middle, driving in the 2nd run of the ball game. Taylor scores from second. Farrell moves up to second. Griffons now leading 2-0 after that base hit up the middle.
Those 50 tickets are being raffled off right now throughout the stand. 50 sellers are going right now.
Next up for the Griffons is DH Jimmy Spanos. Coach Matt Johnson's out to talk to Marble, trying to settle him down before this thing gets way out of hand. We have 1 out here in the 3rd with runners on first and second. Looks like the rain is pretty much done here. A little bit of clouds up in the sky, but doesn't look like anything is heading our way when we look at the radar. Really did turn out to be a great night for baseball. Not too hot, Little rain here and there, but nothing that's going to keep the great fans of St. Joe away from the ballpark. Jimmy Spanos steps into the box. We have one out here in the third. Marble ready for the pitch. Keeps glancing at Farrell over at second. Ball's a little low. Spanos gets ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Marble sets. Peeks back at Farrell. Again, the ball's in the dirt. Marble has been struggling a little bit with his command tonight. Giving up 2 walks, but he does have 3 strikeouts in 2 1/3 innings. Got runners on first and second. 1 out here. Count is 2-0. Marble with the pitch. Ball's in the dirt. Gets away from Brander. Brander throws, launches it into center field. Farrell comes in and scores easily, unfortunately. Griffons go up 3-0. They're going to rule that an error on Brander. That's Brander's second error of the game. Alexander did get safely in the second, didn't advance from that throw into center field, which is definitely a benefit for the Mustangs. Spanos waiting for the pitch, up 3-0 in the count. Here's the pitch. Marble gets that one down in the middle for strike 1. He's got to battle back here. The Mustang bats have been relatively quiet, really, for the last 3 games. Their pitching's been great. We've already given up 3 today, though. Spanos hits it. Grounder is short. Johnson makes the play easy to Corper. Gets the out. Alexander does advance to third. We have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Up to bat for the Griffons is going to be third baseman Kurt Becker. Ball's low in the dirt. Runner stays at third. Brander's able to get to it quickly. Griffins lead here 3-0. Count is 1 ball, no strikes to Becker. Marble gets assigned, ready for the pitch. Becker launches one into right center. Drives in the 4th run of the ball game for the Griffins. Gets his first single of the game. Next up for the Griffins is center fielder, or catcher, excuse me, Clint Wallace. Marble is definitely struggling a little bit. 2 walks, 4 hits in 2 2/3 innings. He has struck out 3, but those early hit by pitches and walks coming back to hurt. Griffins lead 4-0 here in the 3rd. This is the most runs that the Mustangs have allowed thus far in this early part of the season. Marble with the pitch. Wallace fouls it off into the right over the right field clubhouse. There's a souvenir for a fan still walking in. Count is even up at 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the 3rd. Marble with the pitch. Gets it in there for the strike. Finally gets ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Clint Wallace. Marble glances over at the runner at first with the pitch inside. Gets away from Brander again. That is Marble's 3rd wild pitch of the inning. Becker takes second with ease on that one. Wild pitches will definitely come back to haunt a pitcher. Marble takes a glance. Runner at second. Wallace hits one to right. Easy catch for Zach Johnson. Didn't even have to move. Unfortunately, the Griffons score 3 in that inning. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Griffons lead 4-0. Due up for St. Joe will be Michael Johnson, Andrew Standifer, and Ryan Abernathy. Welcome back, Mustang fans. Left-hander Peyton Walker is on the mound. Due up for the Mustangs is number 8, Michael Johnson. Also playing shortstop tonight. Griffons lead this one 4-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd. Walker gets ready. Pitch is low. Johnson gets ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Walker working quickly here in this inning. Johnson gets a hold of it. Pops out right to the 3rd baseman. Right at the 3rd baseman, Kurt Becker. Due up for the Mustangs going to be Andrew Standifer, tonight's designated hitter. Walker continuing to work quickly on the mound. Gets that one in there for a strike. Count as no balls, 1 strike. There's a pitch. Standifer swings over that one. Falls behind 0-2. Walker with the pitch. Standifer strikes out for the 2nd time in this game. So far in this one, Walker has baffled the Mustangs hitters. They can't get anything going. They have no hits here through 3. Only 2 base runners we have seen were on walks early in the 1st inning. Just a bit outside for Walker. Abernathy ahead in the count 1-0. We have 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Griffons lead 4-0. Walker with the pitch. Abernathy gets a hold of it. Diving stop by shortstop Taylor Love. Abernathy is able to beat out the throw, though. And we have our first hit of the ball game for the Mustangs. Comes late in the third with 2 outs, but we got a little bit of speed up there on first with Ryan Abernathy. Already has 4 steals on the season. Next up for the Mustangs is going to be catcher Brander steps into the box. Walker's pitch is high. Brander's ahead in the count 1-0. It's going to be tough for Abernathy to take second with the lefty. Walker on the hill. Doesn't even look like Abernathy's going to make an attempt as Walker gets the strike there. Branders awaits the pitch. Branders gets a hold of it, popped up into the right field, the right foul. Clint Becker makes the out in foul territory down on the right field line. Mustangs strand Abernathy at first. We head to the top of the fourth. Griffons leading 4-0. Clint steps into the box. Marble gets the swinging strike on the first pitch. Goes ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. Marble with the pitch. Doesn't get that one to drop like he wanted to with a high fastball. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike here in the top of the fourth inning. Clint Wallace with a foul tip. Marble gets ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Marble with the pitch. Wallace pops it up to right field. Zach Johnson comes in a few steps and makes the catch easily. Marble gets the first out of the inning. Next up for the Griffons is center fielder number 4, B.J. Findley. He has 2 strikeouts so far in this one. Marble in the windup. Ball's a bit outside. Finley goes up in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. We got 1 out here in the top half of the 4th inning. Finley awaits the pitch. Ball's a bit low on that one. Marble falls behind. 2 balls, no strikes. Marble has gotten Finley to strike out the last 2 times. Well, Finley with a big swing and a miss on that one. Count runs to 2 balls, 1 strike. Marble with the pitch. BJ shows bunt. Bunt rolls foul down the left field line. Count goes even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looks like BJ has some speed out of that batter's box. Had that ball stayed fair, he makes that play easily. Finley steps back into the box. Marble gets his sign. Marble with the windup. Shot right back to Marble. Marble with the underhander to Corper. Gets the easy out at first. We have 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. Marble staying out of trouble here in this inning. That was a great play by Marble. That was a shot up the middle. If he doesn't get that, that's going into center field, and Finley's sitting on first with 1 out, but quick hands by Marble on the mound. Next up for the Griffons is 23, Jordan Taylor. Taylor scored twice on the game. He was hit by a pitch on the first one, or in the first at bat. Here's the pitch. Ball's a bit low. Counts even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Marble awaits the sign in the windup. Just a bit inside. Count goes to 2 balls, 1 strike. Taylor awaits the pitch. Lost that one. Brander's back. Hits the net before Brander can make a play on it. Count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning. Marble could get this inning to go 1, 2, 3. That would be a big boost in his confidence after the 3-run 3rd inning. Marble gets the sign from Brander. Here's the pitch. Taylor fouls that one off into the right field. Hits the clubhouse once again. Kids chasing that one. Fans love the souvenir balls here at Phil Welch Stadium. Taylor calls time just as Marble was getting ready to pitch. We have 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Taylor gets a hold of it, but definitely playable for Kyle Richards. Richards makes the grab easily. That's a 1, 2, 3 inning for the Griffons. We head to the bottom half of the 4th. Due up for the Mustangs. It's going to be Joe Corpers.
Leading off for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the fourth inning will be Corper. Corper steps in. He's down. He evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Mustangs down 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. The 1-1. That one paints the black, and it'll go 1 ball and 2 strikes. Corper. The 1-2. That one swung on, hit well, and that will drop in for a base hit in right center field. And Corper rounds first, but heads back. Here's a leadoff single here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So just like that, Mustangs with leadoff hitter on, and that will bring up Zach Johnson. Johnson 0 for 1 on the evening so far. So far, Nevada had 1 run in the first, 3 in the third, and they have 5 hits and 1 error. The Mustangs have no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Johnson down in the count, no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1. That one hit well center field, and that one will drop in for a base hit. So it's back-to-back singles, and the Mustangs are in business with 1 runner in scoring position, and this will bring up a second baseman, Lucas Powers. Powers is 0 for 1 so far on the evening. Runners first and second, no outs here, bottom of the fourth. The Mustangs need to get some runs to get back in this one as they trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Coming into this inning, Walker for Nevada, 3 innings, 2 hits, only 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. And for Marble for the Mustangs, he's pitched 4 innings so far, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. The lefty gets the sign, looks back at Corper at second. Steps back off the mound as Corper and Walker a little bit of a stare down before the pitch, so Walker steps off the rubber. As it's a beautiful night once again here at Phil Welch Stadium. A little bit of a rain shower. It seems like we've had a rain shower each night here so far in week 1 of the Mustangs season. The first pitch, that one in there for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. The pink jersey auction is still going on here at Phil Welch Stadium as the uniforms the players are wearing will be auctioned off throughout the night. And that is still going on until the bottom of the 9th inning. The 0-1 gets away from the catcher, so both runners will advance to second and third with no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. So now both runners in scoring position for the Mustangs as Powers has a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. And Wallace was unable to hang on to the ball. A little bit high, and Walker may have had that one get away from him a little bit because the field right now is pretty damp after the little rain shower we had earlier. As you probably can't tell, maybe you can tell a little bit on the screen that you can see darker areas around the diamond, especially over at third and first base, where a little bit more rain may have settled in there, especially at shortstop. So let's see if that affects the footing of any of the players. That one's upstairs, ball 2. Count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 on its way as Walker gets back off the rubber and now gets back on. The 2-1. Swung on, popped him up. Third base side. Running out is Becker. And tries to make the catch and does. 4 out number 1 as Becker kind of fell over the tarp. Trying to make the catch. He'll be 1 down now here in the bottom of the fourth. Now we'll bring up McDonald for the Mustangs. Evan McDonald will step in. So far on the night, he is 0 for 1. The last time out, McDonald struck out swinging. That one fouled away, first base side. This one will go out of play. Count goes no balls and 1 strike to McDonald. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Walker's ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Low 2. Donald will chop that one foul, just trying to stay alive. He's down in the count 0-2. McDonald out of the batter's box. Down in the count 0-2. Big pitch coming up here, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Here in the bottom of the 4th, the Mustangs trail 4-0. The 0-2. That one fouled out of play, first base side, and we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. Walker trying to pitch quickly. The 0-2. That one chopped over his head. Running as a shortstop makes the play, but Corper will score. So it's a 4-1 ball game now. As Love had to charge in, took a high bounce over Walker on the mound. Almost gave McDonald enough time to get the first, but Love made a heads-up play charging and coming in to get the second out. Now before Corper was able to score. So now it's 4-1 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. As now coming to the plate will be Richards. Kyle Richards stepping in, right-handed hitter. 2 outs, runner on third. He'll foul that one back. Count goes 0-1. The 0-1. And therefore a called strike, no balls and 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Big crowd on hand tonight here at Phil Walsh Stadium. The Mustangs' 6th ball game of the year. After this game, Mustangs will hit the road tomorrow. The 0-2, that one outside. Count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes to Richards. The 1-2. High and outside, ball 2. Count goes 2-2. Tomorrow, the Mustangs will play down at Nevada, and they'll take on the Griffons at 7 o'clock. They'll have an off day on Monday. And then they'll play the Chillicothe Mudcats on Tuesday down at Chillicothe. And then a doubleheader here at Phil Welch against Chillicothe Wednesday beginning at 5:30. The 2-2. That one ripped foul down the third base side. As Richards made a good swing on it. It was a little bit low and away. But Richards able to get a good swing on it, and it just goes foul. So we'll do it over again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Big pitch coming here, 2-2. That one inside, ball 3. Richards works the count full at 3-2, keeping the inning alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third. Walker gets the sign from Wallace. The pitch. That one chopped third base side. Hogue will scoop it up over to first in time. And now in the inning, but not before the Mustangs put 1 run on the board and make it a 4-1 ball game here as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Leading off here in the top of the 5th inning for the Nevada Griffons will be Taylor Love, the second baseman. Love so far today is 1 for 2 here in the ball game. He's got the count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. One outside, ball 2, count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. That one swung on, hit slowly over to Corporate first. And now it's going to be called foul. So the count now goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marble so far, 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, but 3 strikeouts. The 2-2. That one swung on, hit well. Right center field, that will drop in for a base hit as Abernath is not able to get to it. So we have a leadoff single here in the top of the 5th inning. That will bring up the first baseman, Cody Farrell. Farrell so far is 1 for 1 with an RBI. Farrell, right-handed hitter. He's officially 1 for 1. First pitch, swung on, hit right field. That will drop in for a base hit. Throw to second in time to get to the lead runner, Love. As Love kind of hesitated because he wasn't for sure it was going to drop in if Johnson was going to try to charge it. Johnson let it take a bounce, and Love wasn't able to make it to second base. So you can call that one pretty much a 9-6 force out. So now stepping in will be Alexander. Alexander, the left fielder for the Griffons. Alexander today is 2 for 2. First pitch. A little bit outside. Count goes 1 ball, no strikes here in the top of the 5th inning. 4-1 is the score in favor of the Griffons. Marble gets the sign. The 1-0. That one fouled back. Count goes 1 ball and 1 strike. One out here, top of the 5th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. That one hit over to Corporate first. Over to second. No, that one's into left field as Corporate's throw is low and goes into left field. So that'll be an error on Corporate. So it'll be a runner's first and second now in the top of the 5th inning with 1 out. So now they'll bring up the designated hitter, Jimmy Spanos. Spanos so far today is 0 for 1 officially. First pitch, hit right back up the middle. Over to it for 1, back to second. Throw is high, and it goes by the dugout, and this will score the runner from third. So another error on the Mustangs, and this will score a run for the Griffons. But they tried to turn the double play as Matthew Johnson's throw goes high to Corper. So it's now a 5-1 score, 4-run lead for the Griffons here in the top of the 5th inning. That will bring up the third baseman, Becker. Becker so far today is 1 for 2 with an RBI. Left-handed hitter steps in against Marble. 1 on, 2 out, 5-1. Pitch. Hit sharply into right field for a base hit. So a 2-out single keeps it alive. Now runners on first and second here for the Griffons. The Griffons are 1-0 on the season as they won last night. Assuming they won Thursday night 8-2 over the Midwest Nationals. Another Mink league around the area. Last night, Chillicothe defeated the Spooner Bandits 16-11 last night. Other games around the area here tonight. We'll see if we can get a score update on them. As in the bottom of the fourth, the Omaha Diamond Spirit are up 4-1 over Clarinda. The Ozark Generals and the Joplin Outlaws are tied at 1 apiece, and the Sedalia Bombers are up 3-0 over Chillicothe. Count 1-0. To Massey. Massey swinging a miss, strike one. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 1-1. One around, count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. In the dirt, ball 2. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. So far through 4 2/3. 4 2/3 innings. For Marble, he's allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and he has stricken out 3. The 2-2. That one's strike 3 called. Marble gets out of the inning, but not before the Griffons put 1 more on the board. Nevada 5, St. Joe 1. Leading off for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, it will be the shortstop, Matthew Johnson. Johnson steps in, the right-handed hitter. Mustangs trail 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Johnson officially 0 for 1. Down the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3, and down he goes for the first out of the inning. So now 1 out. And now we'll bring up the top of the order, designated hitter Andrew Standifer. Standifer 0 for 2 here on the night. Lefty versus lefty. The first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Walker's only allowed 3 hits through 4 1/3 innings so far. Strike 2. Count goes no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2, low and away. Ball 1. Count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. That one hit right up the middle. Base hit in the center field. And it's a 1-out single. Now bring up the center fielder, Ryan Abernathy. Abernathy so far on the evening, he is 1 for 2. So a 1-out single by Standifer. Is a base runner on for Abernathy. First pitch upstairs. Count goes 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, no strikes to the righty Abernathy. Count is 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch coming from Walker. That one hit down the right field line, hooking and foul. So it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. That one hits sharply over to short. Over to second. He bobbles it. And Standifer will be safe at second base on the error committed by Taylor. So now 2 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As the Mustangs inning is still alive. Now a meeting on the mound. Stepping to the plate will be Tony Brander. Brander is 0 for 1 officially.
You guys are not going to experience so much more activities. This is the funnest night ever.
So now the meeting's done on the mound. 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Strike one. Count goes 0-1 to Brandner. Brandner's down the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5-1's the score in favor of the Griffons. Game 2 of Mink League play for the Mustangs. The 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Go out to second base in time. As Standifer will be called out at second base. There's a bang play down there at second. From my angle, it's hard to tell. Standifer got up not happy with the call. But it's now 2 outs and a runner on first. And then he strikes out, and that will be the end of the inning. Nevada still leads 5-1 going to the top of the 6th inning.
Welcome back, Mustang fans. We have a new pitcher for the Mustangs, number 19, Jamie Lovelace. His first appearance of this young season. Marble ends his day in 5 innings. Gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks. Did strike out 4. Obviously, the 3 errors so far committed by the Mustangs infield did not help Marble one bit. Lovelace is looking to come in, shut the door on a 1-2-3 inning, and see if we can't get back up with some more hits down in the bottom of the 6th inning. At least try and make a comeback here at Phil Welch Stadium. Lovelace with the pitch. Michael Johnson with grounder. Great throw to Corper. Hit Finley trots back into the batter's box. Jamie Lovelace is in to pitch. This is his first appearance of the young season. Lovelace's pitch fouled off by Finley back into the screen. Lovelace replaces Marble, who lasted 5 innings, 7 hits, gave up 5 runs, 2 walks, and 4 Ks. Those 3 errors, though, did not help him at all. Lovelace gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside for ball 2. Counts even up, 2 balls, 1 strike. We have 1 out here in the top half of the 6th inning. Pitch is low and in the dirt from Lovelace. Finley has to jump back in order to avoid getting hit. Finley struck out twice so far in this game. Finley fouls that one off into the left field side. Kids chasing that behind the bounce house. Count still even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Griffons lead 5-1 here in the top half of the 6th inning. Lovelace awaits the sign. Here's the pitch. Oh, calling foul ball on Finley. From up here, it looked like he had gotten him to swing and miss, but Finley stays alive. Count stays 2-2. Finley avoided his 3rd strikeout of the game, being able to foul that one off. Lovelace with the pitch. Low and in the dirt. Counts. Finley heading the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here at Phil Welch Stadium. Griffins still leading 5-1. They've had 7 hits so far in the game. They've made 2 errors, but unfortunately the Mustangs have not been able to capitalize on those errors. Lovelace's pitch is outside. Finley draws the walk, and the Griffins have yet another base runner here in the 6th inning. Jordan Taylor is up next for the Griffins. He is 0-1 with a couple of walks so far. Lovelace finds a strike zone on that one, gets ahead in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Finley attempted to steal earlier. He's at first. Looks like he has some wheels. We'll see if Lovelace keeps an eye on him. See if we can't keep it up. And there it was. Lovelace peeking over and giving him the throw, trying to make sure he stays close to first base. The last thing the Mustangs want right now is a runner in scoring position with only 1 out. They trail right now 5-1. Lovelace with the pitch. Taylor gets a hold of it. Corpor's going back in foul territory. Corper makes the catch near the Mustangs dugout. That's the 2nd out of the inning for the Mustangs. Shortstop Taylor Love is up next for the Griffins. Finley still sitting out there at first base. Griffins have 7 hits so far in the game. They lead 5-1. Lovelace with the throw over to first, just making sure Finley stays honest there. Finley gets his lead. Lovelace gets the sign. Finley looked like he attempted to steal but wasn't about to go. Lovelace doesn't get the strike call on that one. Count is 1-0 with 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th inning. Finley with his lead. Lovelace waits for the sign. Here's the pitch, just a bit inside. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. We got 2 outs here. Jordan Taylor's 2 for 3 thus far in the game. Lovelace with another throw over to first. He obviously sees the same thing I did earlier with that. What looked like a lot of speed over there at first, and B.J. Findley. Lovelace with the pitch. Taylor gets it. Great play. Just a bit late on the throw for Lucas Powers. Would have been a tough play having to go all the way from the middle infield and pretty close to the first base side. Great job of keeping it in front of him, though. That gets behind him. Finley is definitely sitting over there at first or at third base with 2 outs. So Lucas Powers did all he could on that one. Would have been a great play had he been able to make that, but credit definitely goes to Powers at keeping that in front of him and at least making the attempted throw. Next up for the Griffons is going to be Cody Farrell. Farrell's 3 for 4 so far in the game. Excuse me on that. That's actually Taylor Love is up to bat, the shortstop. He is 3 for 4. Farrell will be up next, and he's hit the ball pretty well too. 1 for 2, 2 runs, and an RBI. Right now, Tanner Love is up. Taylor Love. Here's a pitch from Lovelace, just a bit outside. Count goes to 2 balls, no strikes. Runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th inning. Griffons lead 5-1. Lovelace gets the sign, waits for the pitch. Takes another glance back at Finley over at second. Doesn't throw it, though. Just a bit low on that one. Count goes to 3 balls, no strikes. On Taylor Love, we have 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Lovelace really cannot let the bases get loaded. Needs to find the strike zone quickly. And can't do it. Walks the bases loaded. Griffin's threatening again here in the 6th inning. It's the 3rd walk today for the Mustangs pitching. Jacob Alexander is in the box for the Griffons. Alexander is 1 for 2, 2 runs and an RBI. He got the best of Marble when he was in there. Gets a hold of that one once again. Fly ball to Kyle Richards over and left. Richards makes the catch, only had to move about 2 steps to his right. So Lovelace gets out of the jam here in the top of the 6th. Griffins strand 3. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Griffins lead 5-1. Welcome back, Mustang fans. We are just finishing up the annual dice roll here at Phil Welch Stadium. Fans love the dice roll. They always go crazy for that game, for that promotion here. We do that every single night here at Phil Welch. We have a new pitcher for the Nevada Griffons, number 17, Marcus Ethan. He comes in for Peyton Walker. Walker really did baffle the Mustangs hitters so far in this game. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and struck out 6 Mustangs hitters. Up for the Mustangs is Joe Corper. The first pitch that Ethan delivers doesn't even get off the grass. Corper goes ahead in the count 1-0. He rips the second pitch down the left field line, but just foul before it crosses the third base plate. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Here in the bottom half of the 6th, Griffons lead 5-1. Ethan with the pitch. In there for strike 2. Looks like Ethan's working just as fast as Walker did when he was on the mound. Get the ball, get set, and throw. Here comes the pitch. Corper fouls it off into the right field bleachers. Kids chasing it once again. Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the bottom half of the 6th. Ethan with the throw. Corper hits the dribbler to the shortstop, Taylor Love. Love makes the throw and gets Corper on a close play. Next up for the Mustangs is going to be right fielder Zach Johnson. Johnson's 1 for 2 so far in the game. Ethan with the pitch. Johnson gets a hold of it, hits it to Kurt Becker. Becker makes the easy play to first. Johnson goes down after 1 pitch. Ethan's picking up right where Walker left off. The Mustang hitters just cannot seem to hit the ball away from the Griffons hitter or fielders, excuse me. Anytime they do make contact, it's hit right at him. Ethan gets the first pitch. It's in there for a ball. Lucas Powers ahead in the count 1-0. Ethan working fast, throws another pitch just inside. Powers goes up ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes, with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Ethan's pitch just a bit low. Powers ahead, 3 balls, no strikes. Ethan working extremely fast here. Powers draws the 2-out walk on 4 straight pitches. Perhaps Ethan's moving just a little bit too fast for his own good. Probably could have used a deep breath, but hey, we'll take it here at Phil Welch. We need base runners desperately as we are in the bottom half of the 6th inning and Mustangs are trailing 5-1. Next up for the Mustangs is third baseman Evan McDonald. That's a 5th straight ball for Ethan. McDonald ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Powers leading off at first. McDonald gets a hold of it, drops a single into center field. It's only the 4th hit of the game for the Mustangs, but we got runners on first and second with 2 outs here. Kyle Richards is up for the Mustangs. So far, Kyle is 0 for 2. He struggled a little bit so far this season. He only has 1 hit on the young season. He came to the Mustangs a little bit late from Florida Southern as their season ended just a few weeks ago. Still have a couple guys that aren't yet with the club. Mark Robinetta's sitting there with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They drew a #1 seed in the region. They're Big 12 regular season champs hosting the first round. We will see Robinetta here Hopefully not for a while. Hopefully Oklahoma State makes a deep run, maybe to the College World Series, but we'll see. Ethan with the pitch. Richards goes up in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. We have runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mustangs still trail 5-1, but we are threatening. Ethan glances back at the runner at second. Kyle Richards with a deep pop-up into the infield. Third baseman Kurt Becker comes in and makes the catch. Once again, the Mustangs go down, leaving two runners on, but can't seem to do much after that. We head to the top half of the 7th inning. Mustangs trail 5-1. Welcome back, Mustangs fans. Jamie Lovelace, still on the bump for the Mustangs. Due up for the Nevada Griffons is going to be first baseman Cody Farrell. Lovelace so far in this game pitched 1 solid inning. He's only given up 1 hit. He did walk 2, but he was able to get out of the jam. Up to bat is number 14, John Spanos. Spanos to the DH tonight. He's 0 for 2 thus far. Lovelace's first pitch is high and inside. Falls behind in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Lovelace's second pitch in there for strike 1. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Here in the top half of the 7th inning. Mustangs trailing 5-1. Ooh, nice pitch by Lovelace. He gets the check swing strike on Spanos. Spanos did not want to go around, but fouled it off anyways next to the Mustangs dugout. Count 2 balls, 1 strike, no out so far. Lovelace with the pitch. Curveball right at Evan McDonald, makes the catch. 1 down for the Mustangs. That was a pretty pitch by Jamie Lovelace. Got the drop he wanted, and Evan McDonald made a great play at third. Next up for the Griffons is going to be Kurt Becker. Becker thus far has 2 hits on 3 at-bats. He has driven in 1 run. Becker shows bunt, bunts it foul. Goes down on the count, 1 ball, no balls, and 1 strike and 1 out here in the top half of the 7th inning. Griffins so far have 5 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors so far. Mustangs just 1 run on 5 hits, but those 3 errors have really hurt the Mustangs so far in this ball game. Lovelace with the pitch. Ball's a bit outside for ball 1. Becker did not show bunt on that one. The Griffins have done it a couple of times so far. They've shown bunt on the first pitch and did not do it again the rest of the at-bats. Pitch is in there for a ball 2. Lovelace falls behind the count. 2 balls, 1 strike with 1 out here in the top half of the 7th. Lovelace in the windup. Fastball just a bit low. Count runs to 3 balls and 1 strike to Kurt Becker. And Lovelace walks Kurt Becker on 5 pitches. Due up for the Griffons is right fielder David Massey. Massey so far is 0 for 3 in tonight's ball game. That's the third walk, for Lovelace so far. 5 walks total given up by the Mustangs pitching staff. The pitch is in for a strike. Nice fastball right down the middle. Lovelace gets ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. Becker's leading off at first. Lovelace glances over. Lovelace with the pitch. Becker on. And Becker gets in there standing up. No throw. The ball is a bit low. It's a stolen base for Becker. Griffons have another runner in scoring position. Count 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here in the top half of the 7th. Lovelace takes a peek back at Becker at second. There's the pitch. Ball is high for ball 2. Lovelace awaits the sign. Massey's in the box. Lovelace with the pitch. Massey gets a hold of it. Oh, Zach Johnson with a diving play, but the ball gets behind him. Massey's in there at second for a stand-up double, driving in the 6th run of the game for the Griffons. Becker scores easy. That's one where Zach Johnson probably should have just let the ball drop in front of him and not went after the amazing play, but just a simple one, and it kept the runners at first and second. But I guess you live and learn. Mustangs trail 6-1 now. 1 out here in the top half of the 7th. Up to bat is catcher Clint Wallace. Wallace is also 0 for 3. Massey's sitting out there at second base. Strike 1 for Lovelace. That was the 10th hit of the game for the Griffons. You have to wonder if these last 5 games, this is the Griffons' 6th game in 5 days, if that's playing any role in the sluggish start so far. This is only the Griffons' 2nd game of the season, so they're a bit fresher than the Mustangs are. So you have to wonder if that's playing any kind of role. Lovelace with the pitch, again in the dirt. Lovelace is struggling to find the strike zone right now. Count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Still only 1 out here in the top half of the 7th. Griffons lead 6-1. Lovelace awaiting the sign. Massey sitting out there at second. No one's holding him on. Does not take off a third, but shows it. The ball is a bit outside for Lovelace. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Massey's toying with Lovelace just a little bit. Wallace awaits the pitch. Low and outside on that fastball. Count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike, still only 1 out. So far in the season, the pitching staff has been the strength of the Mustangs, and really haven't done that bad tonight, but obviously those 3 errors and the walks are coming back to hurt just a little bit. Wallace fouls that one back. You could hear it ping off of the top of the press box. Full count here, 3 balls, 2 strikes. This would be a huge out for Jamie Lovelace. Lovelace peeks back at Massey at second. Ball is in the dirt once again, and that's his 4th walk of the game for Lovelace. Griffons are once again have runners at first and second with 1 out. Due up for the Griffons, It's going to be center fielder B.J. Findley. We got a mound meeting right now. Bullpen coach looks like Cody Cunningham coming out to settle down. Jamie, definitely have to get Findley out here. Cannot risk bases loaded with only one out. Findley so far is 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a walk thus far in the game. Be a big time to strike him out for the third time in this game. Runners on first and second for the Griffons. Finley steps into the plate or into the box. Michael Johnson's holding on Massey at second. Lovelace takes a glance back. BJ fouls off the first pitch right back into the screen. Lovelace gets ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. Still only 1 out here. Tonight is the Heartland Health Fireworks Spectacular. If anyone's able to watch it through this webcast. Massey takes off to third. Finley swings. Ball's foul into the stands. Looks like it may have hit the Mustang jump house. Massey did take for third, but Wallace was not going anywhere. You have to wonder if it was a hit and run. That's what it looked like. The ball was a bit high, and BJ still swung with Massey taking off. Counts no balls, 2 strikes on Finley. Lovelace takes a glance back at Massey. Ball's inside. What gets past Brander. Both runners advance. We have runners in second and third. The count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes on Findley. It's going to be the 4th wild pitch for the Mustangs so far this season or this game. Marble had 3 in his work, and that was Lovelace's first wild pitch. Infield in. Trying to prevent any more runs from scoring here. We have 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Lovelace with the pitch. Gets Finley swinging on an outside pitch. That's Finley's 3rd strikeout of the game. Lovelace's 1st strikeout of the season. Due up for the Griffons, Jordan Taylor, the second baseman. He's 0 for 2, but has scored 2 runs. He was walked twice earlier in the game. Runners at second and third for the Griffons. Lovelace gets the sign. Fastball in there, foul ball. Lovelace gets ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. Infield back now. Lovelace with the pitch. Just a bit low. Count was even at 1 ball, 1 strike. We have 2 outs here in the top half of the first. Top half of the 7th. Griffins scored 1 earlier. Lead 6-1 here at Phil Welch Stadium. Taylor gets a hold of it. Kyle Richards makes the easy play in left. Griffins strand runners on second and third. They do score 1. Griffins lead 6-1 here in the top half of the 7th inning. Welcome back, Mustangs fans. Due up for the Mustangs, number 8, Michael Johnson. Johnson so far in today's game is 0 for 2. Mustangs, though, only have 5 hits and a couple of walks. Haven't really been able to get much going when they do get on base. Ethan's still in to pitch for the Griffons. Ethan's first pitch is a strike right down the middle. Ethan working a little bit slower than he did in his first inning of work. Throws another pitch down the middle, strike 2. Michael Johnson gets behind the count, no balls, 2 strikes with no outs here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Ethan with the curve strikes out Michael Johnson for the first out of the inning. That is Johnson's second strikeout of the game. Up next for the Griffons is going to be DH Andrew Standifer. Standifer so far is 1 for 3. Ethan with the pitch just a bit outside in that fastball. Standifer ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out. Standifer hits it. Oh, diving catch by shortstop Taylor Love. Makes the play on Standifer. Once again, Mustangs get a hold of a ball, but the Griffons we either hit it right at them, or the Griffons make a great play in the field. 2 outs now for the Griffons. Up next, Ryan Abernathy. Abernathy 1 for 3. Has a 5-game hitting streak going so far. Ethan with the pitch. Abernathy shows bunt. Pulls it back, but it's a strike anyway. Ethan seems to be picking up the pace once again. Ethan gets the sign. He's ready to go. Ball's inside. Abernathy has to jump back to avoid getting plunked in the thigh. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th. Ethan with the pitch. Once again, Abernathy has to jump back to avoid getting hit. Count goes to 2 balls, 1 strike. Ethan with the curve. Abernathy gets a hold of it. Deep at the short. Beats the throw. Abernathy with the second hit of the game. That was a well-hit ball. Forced Jordan Love to sit deep at short. Not play it on the hop. Due up for the Mustangs is going to be catcher Tony Brander. Brander so far is 0 for 2 in the game. Looks like Abernathy might have pulled something on it while running to first. We have the trainers out at talking to him, seeing if everything's okay. Abernathy's walking back to first with a little bit of a limp. Seems to be walking it off. Matt's coming over. Head coach Matt Johnson's coming over to talk to him. Don't know if he pulled something on his run to first or what happened. Matt Johnson's talking to him, probably going to ask him how he's feeling. I'm going to assume Abernathy's not going to want to come out of the game. Got 2 hits tonight. Running down the line, just trying to loosen up his legs. So far, it looks like he's going to stay in the ball game. The limp seems to be going away. Looks like he's good. Abernathy's going to stay in the ball game. With Brander up to bat. You have to wonder how effective Abernathy will be. He's got 4 steals on the season. Will they look to run him or just keep him at first and hope Brander can advance him? See if we can't get a 2-out rally going here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Brander steps into the box. Ethan watching Abernathy closely. Ethan with the high fastball just a bit outside. Brander's ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Griffons still leading 6-1. That one's in there for strike 1. Counts even, 1-1. Ethan gets the sign from Wallace. Glances over at Abernathy. Ball's in the dirt. Abernathy doesn't go. Brander's ahead in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. That was just Abernathy's hit was just the 6th of the ball game for the Mustangs. Can't seem to put them together though. Once we get someone on, Brander hits it, gets past the first baseman. Abernathy stops at second. We got runners at first and second now. 2 outs. Joe Corper's up to bat. That was Brander's first hit of the ball game. He's now 1 for 3. Corper's 1 for 3 also. He's scored our only run of the game. Abernathy, you could tell, was running a bit slow on that one. Looks like Matt Johnson's going to go ahead and pull him from the game, get a pinch runner in there. Hope it's not too serious for Abernathy. He's leading the league in hitting right now. He was at .515 before the day started. Still hitting .500 in this game. He had a 6-game hitting streak going after today's game, actually. Into pinch run for Abernathy is going to be number 4, Jeremiah Figueroa. Figueroa started the game a couple nights ago, earning his first win. He's a pitcher/outfielder for the Mustangs. Dual threat guy. Corper stands in. Corper checks his swing, but the umpire calls it a strike anyway. Still have runners at first and second here with 2 outs. Counts no balls and 1 strike. Ethan gets the sign. Catcher setting up outside. Corper hits it right to the shortstop. Shortstop falls, but scoops it to the second baseman. They get the 3rd out at second. And once again, the Mustangs leave a runner on base and can't seem to string the hits together. We head to the top of the 8th. Mustangs trailing 6-1 here in the 8th inning. Welcome back, Mustangs fans. Jamie Lovelace still in the game for the Mustangs. He's got 2 innings. He's only given up 2 hits with a run, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. Up to bat for the Griffons is Taylor Love, excuse me. Lovelace gets the first strike. Second pitch is in the dirt. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike here in the top half of the 8th. Lovelace gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Another ball in the dirt for Mustangs pitchers. Count goes to 2 ball, 1 strike. You have to think that this being the 6th game in 5 nights has definitely taken a toll on the Mustangs team thus far. This is only the 2nd game that the Griffons have played so far this season. Love gets a hold of it, hits it to Lucas Powers. Powers makes the play at first. We got 1 down in the inning. Next up for the Griffons is going to be Cody Farrell. Farrell is 1 for 2 with 2 runs and an RBI. We got 1 down here in the top of half of the 8th. Lovelace working from the windup. Fastball in there for a strike. Lovelace gets ahead in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Lovelace working a little bit slower than Ethan was for the Griffons. Farrell pops it up. Corper makes a great play if he held on to it. Corper dropped it as he hit the fence. Had he made that, that would have been a spectacular play by Corper down the right field fence, but unfortunately he hit the fence right before he caught the ball. Lovelace is ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes though. Great effort out there at first by Joe Corper. He's a New Mexico State sophomore, just got here a few days ago. Farrell pops this one foul over the clubhouse down in right field. Count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Lovelace awaiting the sign from Brander. Farrell rips one up the gap for his 2nd hit of the ball game. There's nothing that Johnson could have done about that one. We got 1 out here. Griffons have a runner on first. Jacob Alexander up to bat for the Griffons. Alexander is 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Lovelace makes a throw to first, keeping Farrell honest. Wasn't his good move, though. Corper's holding on Farrell. Lovelace peeks over. Here's the pitch. Fastball high and outside. Counts 1 ball, no strikes here. The top of the 8th, we have 1 out. The Griffons still leading 6-1. Farrell takes off to second. Brander does not throw. Farrell gets into second sliding, but really didn't have to. Brander must have realized that Farrell was into the point of no return. Decided not to throw. He launched one into center field earlier in the game, so that might have been in the back of his mind. Lovelace with the pitch. Alexander fouls it off into the left field bleachers. 2 balls, 1 strike, with 1 out here in the 8th. Farrell sitting down at second after the stolen base. Lovelace peeks back at Farrell. Makes a move, but doesn't throw it. Making sure Farrell doesn't take off to third. Lovelace with the pitch up the middle from Alexander. They're sending Farrell home. Figueroa launched that one. No, Kyle Richards, excuse me. Figueroa moved to left. Richards moved to center with the Abernathy injury. Richard launched it way over the head of Brander at home. The Griffons score yet another run. They take a 7-1 lead. Alexander with the single and the advancement to second as Kyle Richard threw it home. One out here in the 8th. Got Jimmy Spanos, the DH, is into bat for the Griffons. Fastball is low for ball 1. Spanos tonight is 0 for 3. That was Alexander's 4th hit of the night. He's got 2 RBIs. Lovelace with the nasty changeup way out in front with Spanos for strike 1. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike here with 1 out. Alexander sitting out there at second. Lucas Powers holding him on. Lovelace with the pitch. Spanos pops it out of play onto the right field. Kid's chasing it once again. Alexander just walking around out there at second. No one's holding him on. Lovelace glances back. Ball is just about outside. Spanos wanted it, but checked his swing. Counts even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out still here in the 8th. Griffins leading 7-1. Outside of the game against Rossville, Mustangs have only been able to score 2 runs in the majority of their games. They did have 6 in game 2 against Spooner, but the runs have been at a premium thus far for the Mustangs. Lovelace throws ball on that one, counts full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lovelace with the pitch, chopper up the middle. Powers gets out of the way. I think Michael Johnson expected him to grab it because it went right through both of them. Alexander scores easily from second. Spanos with his first hit of the ball game and first RBI. That's Alexander's 2nd run scored. Griffins now lead 8-1 here in the 8th. It's the 3rd run allowed by Lovelace. Johnson's coming in to talk to Jamie. Could possibly be having a pitching change here. Yep, calling for the lefty. Lovelace ends his day in 2 1/3 innings. Gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and only 1 strikeout. Kurt Becker is up to bat for the Griffins. He's a 3rd baseman. We'll get you the number on the new pitcher as soon as we see it. Looks like Brander and the new pitcher are having the discussion on the mound before he starts his warm-up. Into pitch is number 21, Tanner Smith. Tanner Smith has pitched 1 inning so far this season. He's got 1 strikeout, 3 walks, and a 0.00 ERA. The pitching staff has been the strength so far this season, but giving up 8 runs with 6 walks is not the way to do it. Granted, the 3 errors that the Mustangs infield has committed has definitely played a large part in a few of the runs that the Griffons have scored so far. Kurt Becker so far will be up to bat for the Griffons. He is 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI on the season. There is still a runner at first. Jimmy Spanos, after just driving in the 8th run of the game for the Griffons, he sits at first. Tanner Smith is a Northwest Missouri State pitcher. Had a decent season for the Bearcats. Looks like we're ready to continue this ball game. One more pitch here for Tanner Smith, and then we're good to go. Still only have 1 out here in the top half of the 8th. The Griffons have already scored 2 runs. They've scored in all but 3 innings this game. Kurt Becker up to bat for the Griffons. Jimmy Spanos out there at first. Tanner is a left-handed pitcher facing the lefty Becker. Tanner sets. Fastball way outside for ball 1. Tanner takes a peek over there at Matt Spanos. Here's the pitch. Becker fouls it off to the left side. Counts even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Here still only 1 out here in the 8th. Tanner sets. Ball gets past the Brander. That'll go past as a passed ball. Looked like it hit Brander right in the glove and then bounced to the backstop. Spanos advances to second. Once again, the Griffons have a runner in scoring position. Tanner gets a sign. Sets, take a peek back at Spanos. Ball's in the dirt. Count goes to 3-1. Still only 1 out for the Griffons. Tanner gets a sign. Ball's low and away. That's ball 4 for Kurt Becker. David Massey's up to bat for the Griffons. He's 1 for 4 today with 1 RBI. Griffons with runners at first and second. Still only 1 out here. Smith steps back onto the rubber. Gets the sign from Brander. Smith gets the fastball in there for strike 1. Runners at first and second, 1 out here. Smith with another fastball gets the strike call on the inside. Heading the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Double play ball would be huge for Smith. Get the Mustangs out of the inning and back up to bat. That curveball did not drop like Smith wanted to. Way high at Massey's head, but at least it was away from his head. 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 1 out. Smith sets. Pitch is in the dirt. Runners don't go anywhere. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Massey does have 1 RBI so far in the game. Tanner sets, peeks back at Spanos at second. Massey hits the ball to Richard. Richards makes the play in center. That's out number 2 for the Mustangs. Richards had to run up a bit on that one, but he had the beat on that as soon as it left the bat. Clint Wallace is up to bat for the Griffons. He's 0 for 3 on the day. We got 2 outs here in the top half of the 8th. Griffons have scored 2 this inning. They lead 8-1. Smith's first pitch was in there for a strike. Gets ahead in the count. No balls and 1 strike. Smith sets. Wallace hits a high pop fly. Corper in. Him and Brander were not communicating. The ball drops right behind Brander. Wallace still alive on the miscommunication by the Mustangs. Would have been a big third out for the Mustangs had Brander been able to make the play. Ball, wild pitch, gets to the backstop. Runners advance. 1 bag. We got runners at second and third now for the Griffons. Another wild pitch for the Mustangs. There's been far too many wild pitches tonight that have allowed the Griffons to get into scoring position rather easily. One-two count. Smith gets the foul ball. Wallace stays alive. Count stays full or stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes. We have 2 outs here in the top half of the 8th. Tanner desperately needs a ground ball or a strikeout here. And he gets the strikeout. High fastball right past Clint Wallace. For the third out of the inning, Griffons score 2. They have 12 hits so far. Mustangs trail 8-1 as they head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Welcome back, Mustangs fans. We have a new pitcher on the mound for the Griffons. It's going to be number 27, Alex Vanucci. We also have a pinch hitter for the Mustangs, number 12, Mike Shearburn. This will be Shearburn's first at bat. This will be Shearburn's first at bat of the season. Vanucci is a left-handed pitcher. His first pitch is a ball. Vanucci sets from going in from the stretch with no one on. Gets the high fastball. Gets Shearburn to swing at that high fastball. Vanucci must be more comfortable pitching out of the stretch, even with no one on base. Vanucci pitches. Shearburn swings and misses once again. 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the 8th, bottom half of the 8th. Griffins still leading 8-1. Big inning is definitely needed for the Mustangs if they want to stay in this one and make it a game late in the 9th inning. Vanucci, another high fastball. Shearburn doesn't take that one. Counts even up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs here in the bottom half of the 8th. Vanucci with the pitch. High and outside on what looked like a curve ball that didn't quite curve like Vanucci wanted it to. Counts full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Vanucci with the pitch. Ball is, umpire calls a strike way inside. Shearburn goes down looking for the first out of the inning. Definitely a questionable call on that one. From our vantage point up here in the box, it looked a bit outside, or inside, excuse me. Up to bat for the Mustangs is going to be second baseman Lucas Powers. Powers swings at the first one, misses, falls behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Vanucci sets. Curve changeup gets Powers. Powers falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Sorry about that. Powers flew out to the shortstop for the second out of the inning. Up to bat for the Mustangs is going to be third baseman Evan McDonald. McDonald fouled off the first pitch. Gets a hold of the second one. Drops in there for a base hit. McDonald's second hit of the game, excuse me. We got 1 on, 2 outs. We have a pinch hitter, another pinch hitter for the Mustangs. He's going to be pitch hitting for center fielder Kyle Richards. The pinch hitter's number 10, Nate Winfrey. Winfrey's hitting .222 on the season with 9 at-bats, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 5 walks. He has struck out twice, but we need a base hit on this one. We need advanced runners. He takes a called strike on the first pitch. Vanucci sets. Ball is low. Count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. McDonald's sitting out there at first. Winfrey foul tips that one right in the back of the catcher's glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here. Bonucci sets, glances over at McDonald at first. Winfrey gets a hold of it. Out of play down the right in the right field stands. Once again, the kids love those foul balls. You gotta love a souvenir from Phil Welch Stadium. Any ballpark for that matter. Bonucci sets, glances again at McDonald. Pitch, Winfrey gets a hold of it. Third baseman Kurt Becker grabs it, makes the play over to Cody Farrell for the 3rd out of the inning. Mustangs strand yet another runner. There in the 8th, we head to the 9th. Griffons lead 8-1. Griffons so far have 8 runs on 12 hits and only 2 errors, while the Mustangs sit at 1 run on only 8 hits and 3 errors. Unfortunately, the 8 hits that the Mustangs have been able to put together have not come in specific times to be able to string anything together and get a rally going. Not looking good for the Mustangs as we head to the 9th inning, trailing by 7. Tanner Smith is staying in the game. He went 2/3 innings, and the last one only gave up 1 walk and a strikeout. Did his job. I remember for you Mustang fans, every Saturday night is the Heartland Health Fireworks Spectacular. If you stay with us, you'll be able to catch the fireworks after the bottom half of the 9th inning. This will be the first time this season that the Mustangs are going to bat in the 9th inning. The last 5 contests, they've had it wrapped up and been able to shut the door in the top half of the 9th. Couple defensive changes for the Mustangs. Joe Corper moves over to right. Winfrey moves to first. Corper moves to left, Sherburne takes over for Kyle Richard in center. Winfrey takes over at first. Figueroa moves from center to right field. So we have a brand new outfield here for the 9th inning. And a bat for the Griffons is going to be center fielder B.J. Findley. He's 0 for 4 with 3 Ks so far in the game. Tanner Smith sets. He's in the stretch as well. First pitch is a high for ball 1. Tanner Smith gets the sign. He's ready. Pitch is inside. Finley has to jump out of the way for ball 2. Smith falls behind the count. 2 balls, no strikes here in the top half of the 9th. Finley's hitting .250 on the season before coming into tonight's ball game. He was 1 for 4 yesterday. 0 for 4 so far today with the walk. Tanner Smith gets the sign. He sets. Delivers the pitch. Finley pops out to third baseman Evan McDonald. Finley will end the day up with an 0 for 5 night, barring some miracle comeback for the Mustangs. Up to bat is Jordan Taylor, the second baseman. He's 0 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 walks. Smith gets the sign. He sets. Fastball is high for ball 1. Smith delivers the pitch. In there. Fastball, strike one. Count is even. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out in the top half of the ninth. Griffons lead 8-1. Smith with the pitch. Change up high for ball 2. Count 2 balls, 1 strike. Smith is still in the stretch. Taylor grounds third, grounds to McDonald. McDonald makes the play to first. Gets the runner in time for the second out of the inning. McDonald with 2 really, really nice plays so far in the ninth. McDonald had to move all the way over to the shortstop position to make that play, but as long as you get the out, who cares who makes the play? Just a reminder, we have a new first baseman. It's Nate Winfrey because Joe Corper moved over to left with Figueroa in right and Shearburn in center. Up to bat was Taylor Love. Taylor Love grounds it to shortstop. Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson makes the play. What a scoop by first baseman Nate Winfrey. He gets the close play at first for the third out of the inning. We head to the bottom half of the ninth. Griffons trailing 8-1. Welcome back, Mustangs fans. Alex Vanucci stays in to pitch for the Griffons. He's pitched 1 solid inning, only given up 1 hit and had a strikeout. Up to bat for the Mustangs is going to be shortstop Michael Johnson. Johnson so far today is 0 for 3. First pitch is in there for ball 1. Vanucci sets, he throws. Change up on the outside, fools Johnson. Count goes even, 1 ball, 1 strike. We had big rallies so we can keep this game going. Johnson hits one to third. Third baseman Kurt Becker has trouble fielding that one. Johnson's on with E5. We got our first runner at first here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Andrew Standifer is up to bat. It's going to be Johnson's first time on base tonight. He was 0 for 3. He's going to go in for 0 for 4 due to the error, but we'll take base runners any way we can get him at this point. Vanucci sets. He throws. Fastball in there. Strike 1 to Standifer. Standifer is 1 for 4 today. We have no outs here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Counts no balls, 1 strike. Vanucci with the pitch. Standifer gets a hold of one. Foul. Right over the Griffons dugout. Standifer falls behind. No balls, 2 strikes. No outs here in the ninth inning. Michael Johnson standing out there at first base. We'll see if Matt Johnson wants to steal Michael Johnson. Don't think so with the lefty pitcher. Change up low and outside for ball 1. to Andrew Standifer. Standifer steps back into the box. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top bottom half of the 9th. Michael Johnson getting a pretty good leadoff. Standifer stays alive, fouls that one back to the fence. Count remains the same, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Benucci sets, he throws, curveball. Standiford fights and stays alive, fouls that one into the right left field bleachers. Standiford battling here late in the 9th inning, down by 7. We need as many base runners as we can get at this point. The light's not very bright at the end of the tunnel, but there is still a light. Benucci pitches high for ball 2. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes, still no outs. Michael Johnson still sitting over there at first base. Standiford sets into the box. Benucci gets ready. He gets the sign. Ooh, ball's way inside. Standiford has to turn out of the way. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. After that, curveball did not curve like Benucci had wanted it to. Benucci sets with a full count. Pitch. Standiford stays alive, fouls off another one into the left field bleachers. Standiford battling tough, trying to stay alive. Here in the bottom half of the 9th with the Griffons trailing by 7. Still only 8 hits in the game for the Mustangs. Benucci sets and throws. But Standiford hits a dribbler to the second baseman, Jordan Taylor. 6-4, 6-3 double play turned by the Griffons. And it's not looking good for the Mustangs at this point. After the double play, we now have 2 outs in the inning. Up to bat, number 4, Jeremiah Figueroa. It's going to be his first at-bat of the game. After coming in for the injured Ryan Abernathy. Benucci's first pitch is high for ball 1. Last thing the Mustangs needed was a double play in that situation. Figueroa's count 1 ball, no strikes. Figueroa fouls that one off back to the backstop. Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 9th. Griffins still lead 8-1. Griffins with 12 hits compared to the Mustangs 8. Benucci pitches in there for strike 2. Figueroa falls behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're down to our last strike of the game for the Mustangs. Benucci sets, deals. Figueroa fouls it out of play, staying alive. Count remains the same with 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just want to thank all the Mustang fans for tuning in tonight for our second Mink League game of the season. We appreciate all the viewers and all the fans that we get every night. We will be back here at Phil Welch Stadium next Wednesday as we take on the Chillicothe Mudcats. Benucci sets and deals. Figueroa gets a hold of it. Back once again out to the right field line. We'll try and get you up to date here on some of the scores around the league. The Omaha Diamond Spirits beat the Clarinda A's 10-3. Joplin Outlaws came back and beat the Ozark Generals 3-1. Benucci sets. Figueroa gets a hold of it. Flies out to the left fielder, Jacob Alexander, to end the game. Mustangs suffer their first loss of the season at the hands of the Nevada Griffons, 8-1. Finishing up the scores around the Mink League, Sedalia Bombers beat the Chillicothe Mudcats 4-0. All games tonight have been played. Next game for the St. Joseph Mustangs will be give me 1 second here. Next game for the St. Joseph Mustangs will be tomorrow, actually, as they travel to Nevada to take on the Nevada Griffons. 7 o'clock start in that game. Then they finally get an off day Monday, June 2nd, before traveling to Chillicothe to take on the Mudcats at 7. And then they will travel back home to take on Chillicothe again for a doubleheader Wednesday, June 4th. The first pitch in that one will be at 5:30. Just a quick announcement for you Mustang fans. On that Wednesday, every Wednesday, Lifesaved Beach Night. $2.50 margaritas, $1 nachos. So come out to Phil Welch, grab yourself a margarita, some nachos, and enjoy some baseball. Mustangs fall in this one again, 8-1 to the Nevada Griffons. Nevada goes to improves their record to 2-0 and 2-0 in the Mink League. The Mustangs fall 8-1. Their record drops 5-1 in the season and 1-1 in the Mink League. You all stay tuned. You'll be able to watch the Heartland Health Fireworks Spectacular. We thank all of you for joining us tonight for this St. Joseph Mustangs webcast. Thanks again. We are signing off.